Travel is an amazing way to experience new places. Wellness is being physically, mentally, and emotionally healthy. The Sweet Dreams Wellness Travel Podcast is all about exploring travel and wellness. I'm Barbara Tucket, your host and the owner of Sweet Dreams Travel. Part of our emotional and mental health is connection, and I believe that traveling with the intention to connect can bring wellness to your life. In this podcast, I explore traveling for connection, connecting with places and experiences, connecting especially with people, the people you're traveling with, the people you meet, and especially connecting with yourself. I want your travel to improve your wellness. Hey, how you doing today? Hope you're doing great and that you are excited like I am to jump into today's topic. So the Riviera Maya is one of my most requested places where people want to go. If you are not familiar with the term Riviera Maya, that is talking about the Cancun area, specifically the area south of Cancun, like not necessarily in the Cancun hotel zone, but that whole area south of Cancun that's on those beautiful white sandy beaches and just that Caribbean water. It's just gorgeous. One of my most requested places where people want to go is the Riviera Maya because it's just really easy to get to from anywhere in the US. It does take a passport, but Mexico is, they love us as Americans and they love us to come see them. And the area of Cancun and the Riviera Maya is amazing. It's awesome. I love the Caribbean feel with that fine white sandy beaches and just the palm trees and just the amazing, wonderful Caribbean kind of feel, but like super close. And so it's an easy place to get to and very fun. Lots and lots of fun activities. And that is what we are going to talk about today. Today's topic is fun excursion ideas in the Riviera Maya. So we're going to be talking about water excursions, land excursions, and all kinds of things. Okay, so you've booked your trip. We've talked about all the resorts and we've been through all of that and you've narrowed it down and we've booked one. You've got your flights and you've got your resort and you've got your transportation between the airport and the resort. And so you've got the basics of your trip all planned. Now you start thinking, okay, what fun things would we maybe want to do off-site? Like, yes, there's some great resorts and there's lots of fun things to do at the resorts, but what if you want to go off-site? What are some things that you could possibly do? So that is what we're going to talk about today, is some of the fun things you could do. So a few things to keep in mind when you're thinking about excursions. The distance. This area, this whole Cancun area from north clear down south to like the Tulum area is pretty big. And so don't be thinking, oh, if I'm staying in a hotel that's clear down by Tulum, I really don't want to probably travel 3 hours to get to my excursion place, go on an excursion, then 3 hours back to the resort. So distance is a really big one. Also interests, of course, what are you interested in? What is your family interested in or whoever you're traveling with? Do you want to do a land activity or water activity? What kind of experience do you want to have? Do you want it to be pretty controlled, like pretty set as to a set time that you're going and coming and with a group, things like that, like more of a controlled setting? Or do you want to do like more off the beaten path, kind of go and do your own thing? Similarly, self-guided or just on your own versus a guided trip? Do you want a group trip? Do you want a private? Also, what is your budget? What kind of budget do you have? Because obviously a private trip with a private guide or something like that is going to be a little pricier than one that you join in with a group. And then what length of time do you want? There's excursions that last all day long. There's excursions that are just a couple hours, like either a morning or afternoon or even evening, something like that. And of course, part of that is thinking about how do you want to get there? Like, do you feel comfortable traveling there on your own, like just getting a taxi or something local and going? Or would you rather have the environment more already planned out and controlled as far as like their transportation and things. So there's all those kinds of things to think about. We don't have time to like go through every single thing, but I am going to talk about some fun things to do in the area. And then as we are talking specifically about your trip, we can address a lot of those issues. Okay, so the different types of excursions that we are going to cover today are, we're going to talk about water activities, which most of the activities in this area are centered around water, just going to say, because obviously it's a wonderful water, beach, amazing area. There are water activities, other adventures, adventurous kind of adrenaline types of things. There's archaeological sites. Of course, being in Mexico, we have some really good access to that. There's golf. There's other family-friendly excursions and food experiences. So I'm going to touch on all of those, and hopefully you can feel a little more informed. So the first part of water activities that I want to address is cenotes. Cenotes are basically caves, like a cave type structure that is partially underground. There are different types of cenotes. There's the open ones, which is more just like an open pool type thing. There's the semi-closed, which have partly covered and partly uncovered. And then there's the closed ones where you're just actually going underground and swimming in these cenotes. So they're really fun. You can do them as a guided tour. You can do them on your own. And there's a lot of different cenotes in the area. It's really an amazing, I guess, location for cenotes. And this is something that is super specific to the Cancun and Riviera Maya area. So there are different types of cenotes. There are the standalone cenotes. Most of those are in the areas that are called Puerto Aventuras and Tulum, which those are a little further south along the coast. There's the cenote parks. So they've made entire parks that are all around this cenote idea. And then there's the unique ones that are kind of dotted around the area as well. So for example, some of the cenote parks, one of them is called Cenote Zapote. And this one has 4 cenotes, but they also have a zip line, jumping platform, snorkeling, ATVs, a bike circuit, and a restaurant. So as you can see, they've really taken the idea of a cenote and made it into this whole park type of area. Same thing with Rio Secreto, which has this huge cave system, rappelling, biking, a restaurant. So there are a bunch that have made them into cenote parks. Then some of the ones that are like unique cenotes are just like one cenote that's in a certain area and that you can visit. So like Tulum or Akumal, which are further south in the area, things like that. So different types of cenotes, and cenotes are really fun. A lot of them, for example, would be ones that you would go to on your own, but a lot of them are cenote parks. And so you can just go and enjoy all the activities around there. Okay, so that's cenotes, just a brief overview of cenotes. Okay, the next water activity we're going to talk about is snorkeling. So there are hotels with really good on-site snorkeling. So if you want to bring your own equipment or rent some snorkeling equipment while you're there, you can do some on-site snorkeling. So some of the hotels with the best on-site snorkeling would be the Barcelo complex, where the Barcelo resorts are, Club Med, Secrets Akumal, Akumal Bay Beach, the Sunscape Akumal, and the Bahia Principe complex. So those are hotels that have snorkeling, really nice snorkeling right on site. In addition to that, there are certain areas that are really good for snorkeling. You can book through anyone. You can just go explore and find some on your own. So there's lots of snorkeling in the area. So let me know if you are interested in getting hooked up with some snorkeling, and I can either help you get to a resort that has snorkeling, or I can help you get to a really good local place that offers snorkeling. Okay, another water activity is diving. Now, Cozumel, of course, is in the area. It's a little island that is right across the water from Playa del Carmen and the Riviera Maya. And Cozumel, of course, has one of the top diving locations in the entire world. So definitely, if you are into diving, you should take a trip to Cozumel. Plan that. It's just a really quick ferry ride across, and you can get to Cozumel really easily. There's also cenote diving. There's diving with bull sharks. There is wreck diving. So there is all kinds of really great diving in the area. If you are interested in scuba, that is like a fantastic opportunity. Okay. So another water option that people like to do is water parks. There are water parks right in the area, in the Cancun hotel zone, also in the Riviera Cancun, and there's one called Vedanta, which is in Riviera Cancun, and the Nickelodeon has a water park there, which is also in Riviera Cancun. So some fun water parks if your family is into that. There are also some smaller ones just on site on different properties, like with just lazy rivers or water slides or things like that. Another thing that people really like to do in the water in the Riviera Maya is a swim with the whale sharks. Now, this is a very unique opportunity that you can do. It is a long, intense, strenuous excursion. The ages are 4 and up, so it really could be for a whole family as long as you don't have young toddlers or babies. But it is a pretty incredible experience to get out there to where the whale sharks are and to be able to snorkel and swim with the whale sharks. But that is a really fun, unique option that not every location that has snorkeling has whale sharks. So that's a fun thing. And of course, we can't talk about water without talking about fishing. So there is so much fishing in the Riviera Maya, Cancun area, for so many different types of fish. I'm going to just name off a whole bunch of fish. If you are a fisherman, or if you are interested in possibly going fishing the next time you are in this area, these are some of the fish that are native to the area: bonefish, snapper, grouper, amberjack, mahi-mahi, billfish, snook, tarpon, permit, wahoo, barracuda, marlin, sailfish, and yellowfin tuna. So much. There are fishing charters that you can take. There's shore fishing, there's fly fishing, there's spear fishing, and deep sea fishing. So there's so many different opportunities to fish. Depending on the time of year, there is always something that you can fish for. So if you're interested in fishing, let me know and I can help set you up with that. Okay, just a little mention. There are most of these water activities that I've talked about are all like south of Cancun in the Riviera Maya area. But in the Cancun hotel zone, there are some good options as well. So there's a speedboat jungle tour, there's jet skis, there's paddleboarding, parasailing. So there's all kinds of different water activities that are also available in the Cancun hotel zone. So just didn't want to leave that out. Okay, let's switch gears. Now we're done with the water kind of section, and we're going to move on to adventure. Now, there are so many adventure parks that are in the area. I am not going to go through every single one of them with every single activity because there are just so many. And if you are, listening to this a year from now, there might be 2 or 3 more that have popped up that aren't even available right now. So there's just a lot, and they're super fun, and they're fun for families. They're fun for adult groups. They're fun for just anybody who might like this type of adventure. So some of the common names for adventure type parks would be Selvatica, Savage, Explore, Cancun Extreme, Selva Maya, Eco Adventure, Aventuras Maya, and Alternative Parks. So those are just some of the common names. So for example, I'm just going to go through a few of these and tell you some of the activities that you can do. This first one is called Savage. It's spelled with an X, X-A-V-A-G-E, Savage. They have whitewater rafting. They have a jet boat, a water park, a ropes course in the sky, kayaking, zip lining, monster trucks. The other nice thing is they are pretty close to the Cancun airport. And so if you are in a hotel that is closer, north in the Cancun area rather than further south, this might be a really fun park to go to. Okay. The next one is Selvatica. Silvatica has zip lines, they have ATVing, they have a bungee swing, they have a cenote. They also have, which is kind of interesting, mixology. So if you're interested in drink mixing, then that is a fun one. The next one is Explore. This is probably the one that I send more people to than any of the other adventure parks because it just has such a wide range of options. They have zip lines, they have ATVs, you can go rafting through the cenotes, the underground rivers. They have river swim, they have a hammock splash, underground expedition, and they have a nighttime version called Explore Fuego, which is the evening version. So they just have a lot of options. And the nice thing is you can do the activities as many times as you want during the day. It's not just a one and done, that it's, something you can repeat as many times as you want. Okay. Then in Cancun itself, there's something called Extreme Adventure Cancun. They've got 6 zip lines, so not as many as some of the others, but they do have 6 zip lines. They have hanging bridges, ATVs, cenote, horseback riding, snorkeling in the afternoon. And so that is a good option if you are more in the Cancun area. So some of the others that are in the area are called Selva Maya, Eco Adventure, Alternative, ALL, Alternative, and Aventuras Maya. And so they all have things like some of them have rappelling, some of them have zip lines, some of them have hanging bridges, some of them have cenote, some of them have snorkeling. Like it's just these similar types of adventure type activities, and they're super fun. It's really fun. If you have not done something like this, I would totally recommend doing it the next time you are in the Cancun or Riviera Maya area because they're amazing. Okay, so now so far we've talked about water stuff and we've talked about adventure stuff. Now we're going to move on to archaeological sites. Of course, being in Mexico, there are so many amazing archaeological sites that you can see. The most popular ones are, or the most well-known ones are Tulum, Coba, Chichen Itza, Ekbalam, El Rey, and Muyo. So Tulum is, I would say, the most popular one, I would think, in the Riviera Maya area because it is pretty close to the whole Riviera Maya area. If you're in Akumal, you're only 30 minutes away. If you're in Playa del Carmen, you're an hour away. So it's pretty close to this area. Tulum is cool. If you haven't been here, it's the one that is up on the cliff side. And so there's a really big drop off down into the ocean. So it's set right on the ocean and you can just really see how it was based as kind of a fort type area to guard against enemies or to, be able to see the whole area. It's pretty amazing. The next one is Coba. Coba is 45 minutes from Tulum or 1.5 hours from Playa del Carmen. So it's really fun. Coba, I feel like, is one of the lesser known areas in the area for archaeological sites. And it's fun because as of this recording, you can get a lot more up close and friendly. Like you can climb on some of the ruins, which you cannot do on most of the others. Chichen Itza is also extremely popular and well known. It's the one that has the very famous, it's like a pyramid looking type of structure in it. This one is a little farther away, so it's more of a full day or mostly day tour to do this one. It's from Playa, it's like 2.5 hours. From Cancun, it's 2 hours and 45 minutes-ish. So just plan accordingly if you want to go see Chichen Itza. It really is amazing and spectacular. One thing I do have to say about most of these archaeological sites is it is hot in Cancun and most of them are not near water. And so you just have to plan on kind of a hot excursion, just because you're in the sun and you're wandering around and seeing them. Tulum often combines their tours with some kind of water activity, some cenotes or something. And so that makes it fun for that. There are also a few others that are archaeological ruins that are in the area. One of them is called El Rey or El Meco. And that one is it's less than an hour from Cancun, and it's about 2 hours from Playa. There's one called Ek Balam, and that one's about 2.5 hours from Cancun, or a couple hours, 2 hours from Playa. Then there's Muyil, 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 and that one's about just over an hour from Playa and about 2 hours from Cancun. So none of them are like super close within, 30 minutes or less, other than, well, it depends on where you're staying. Because if you're staying in Tulum, which is further south, some of these are quite close to you. But if you are staying more in the Playa area or even in Cancun itself, you're going to have quite a trip to get to a lot of these. Okay, let's talk about golf for a minute. There is so much amazing golf in the area. So if you want to golf, there are plenty of places where you can golf. There's the Playa Mujeres Golf Club. There's the Iberostar Cancun Golf Club. Those are Cancun area located golf courses. There's the Moon Spa and Golf Club, which is right by the Moon Palace. Then moving further south, there's the Iberostar Playa Paraíso Golf Club. There's the Grand Coyote Riviera Maya, Hard Rock Golf Club, Puerto Aventuras. So there are lots of golfing experiences around. And so that's a fun option as well. If you are a golfer, it's pretty amazing to get to golf right by these beautiful ocean views. All right, now let's switch. And I just want to talk about some family-friendly excursions that fit kind of in some of the categories we've been talking about that are a little bit different. So one of them is called Xcaret, and they have a Mayan village, they have rivers, a butterfly pavilion, cenote, horses, and a jungle trail. They have a stingray encounter, snuba, snorkeling, swim with dolphins, and kids program. So those are all really fun, especially for younger kids that or people that aren't really as interested in the zip lines or the higher adventure types of activities. Playa del Carmen has a 3D museum, which is really cool. It's an interactive museum with optical illusions all the way through it, and that's fun. Akumal, down south in the area, there's a monkey sanctuary. There are over 50 species of monkeys in the monkey sanctuary. So if you have family or friends or people you are traveling with that love monkeys, it might be really fun to go visit the monkey sanctuary. There is also the Akumal Natura Rescue. This place is really amazing. They take and rehabilitate and reintroduce so many species of animals. They have over 80 species. They also have a bee farm. They have tree planting. They have a cenote on property. So this might be, if you are looking for kind of a way to give back a little bit or to really see more of a nature rescue type of experience, this is amazing. As far as a show, there is a local Cirque du Soleil show. They offer it every day at 6 p.m. and 9:15 p.m. at La Jolla. Then if you're into horseback riding, there's something called Rancho Bonanza. And there's this really fun Captain Hook dinner cruise. They're in the Cancun hotel zone, so they're not as far south as some of these other options. But they have dancing on board. They have a pirate show on board. Of course, they have dinner. They serve dinner. And the Captain Hook dinner cruise goes every day at 6:30 p.m. So that is fun. That's a fun option. So hopefully, in thinking about maybe taking your family somewhere, some of these excursions have kind of helped spark your interest. Okay, really quick, I just want to touch on a few food tours and experiences. There are some really great local food tours. There's one called Eating with Carmen. There's a Riviera Maya food tour. There's a Cancun food tour. So all of these are amazing. there are also cooking classes available, and there's a food experience called Cacao, which is all about chocolate and cacao. So there are a few resorts locally that offer food type experiences and tastings. And so that is a good thing too. So if you are interested in like food tours or more food related types of activities, let me know and I can help you, with that type of thing. Okay. Just to kind of get a sense for the islands that are nearby and kind of the area in general, the area of Cancun and the Riviera Maya, Tulum area that extends all the way down the coast, but not too far away are a few islands. So Cozumel I've talked about, and that is a ferry ride off of Playa del Carmen. You catch the ferry out of Playa del Carmen. Over on Cozumel, not only is there diving, there's a submarine experience. There's some ruins called the San Gervasio ruins. There are 2 chocolate factories, a pearl farm, and food tours. Then there is Holbox. And on the Holbox Island, there's an escape room. There are cooking classes. There's a 3-island tour. There's kite surfing, the bioluminescent shrimp in the water, and there's the whale sharks. On Isla Mujeres, which is north of Cancun, over on Isla Mujeres, I would totally recommend renting a golf cart to get around. They have snorkeling there. They have whale sharks there, and also beautiful sunsets and beaches there. So all of those, I just thought, since I'm mentioning the area, I would just throw in the islands that are close by that you can get to and go visit for some great beaches or activities also. Okay, so as you can see, there are so many great excursion opportunities in the Cancun and Riviera Maya areas. So don't forget to pre-schedule some of those things. When people ask me, what should I pre-schedule or what should I wait to do once I'm there? And my response is pretty much always the same. If there are things that you really kind of want to do and you don't want to miss out on, definitely pre-schedule those. If it's something that you're kind of like, maybe we're kind of just thinking about it, we're not really sure if we want to do it, then you can wait until you get to the destination. But if there are some fun things that you for sure want to do, I would definitely pre-schedule those because you do not want to miss out after going all that way. So one thing that kind of sparked this episode today is that my daughter and son-in-law, my youngest daughter, is getting married in just over a week. And so we've been busy planning her wedding. And it's my baby and she's getting married, but I am sending them on their honeymoon to this area, the Riviera Maya. So they get to enjoy an amazing all-inclusive resort and some fun activities in the area. So that was partly what kind of sparked my thought to maybe talk about this today. And hopefully you have gotten some good ideas that maybe some things that you didn't know were available, or thinking about, okay, you've been there before, but the next time you go, you really want to make sure you get to some of these. So anyway, let me know if I can help you with any of them, and we'll talk to you later. If you've enjoyed this podcast, I would invite you to like, share, or leave a review. Let's help grow our wellness travel community.